welcome back to Comic Frontline. Jay here with another review from the Edge of Spider-Verse. Today I'm reviewing Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. It is written by Jason Latour and the art is by Robbie Rodriguez. The title of this issue is Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman. So we are introduced to, in the first few pages, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman. And what we get is kind of a mock-up of a previously in Spider-Woman page. There's a 2-page splash that shows you how Gwen Stacy got bit by a spider, and that she used her powers just like Peter Parker did at first to try to gain fame and money. But then after Peter Parker, who was being bullied on and didn't have the spider powers to fight back like he did in the regular 616, in this universe, Peter comes up with some kind of medicine or drug, injects in himself, and he becomes the lizard of this universe. And in the process of it, he dies. Everyone blames Spider-Woman for Peter Parker's death. They think that she killed him. So it's kind of a nice little reversal of the whole Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man trying to save her and she dies and everyone blames him for it. Then we get also find out that this Gwen Stacy is big into music, and she's in a group with Mary Jane called the Mary Janes, and she's a drummer in there, and she's kind of lost in a way, in a lot of ways. She just wants to try to hide from everything and trying to get over losing Peter Parker. That death is still really affecting her. So this is kind of like we're getting the fallout from a story that we've never read, but it's done very well. Now the cops are also after her. They're trying to bring her in because, like I said, she's wanted for the murder. And while she's fighting with the cops in the subway station, trying to tell them, look, don't shoot in a subway station, you're going to shoot someone and get someone else hurt. Matt Murdock is talking to this universe's Rhino, who is just known as Alexi in this universe. But he's this big guy with kind of this like hard gray skin. You can see like it has some kind of texture to it. So it's some kind of tough hide that he has. And Matt Murdock is not the good guy that we know him to be. At least it doesn't appear to be, because he seems to be working for the Kingpin in this issue. So this Matt Murdock isn't as, the man without fear that we know. So that I find very interesting. But Gwen Stacy has this big concert with the Mary Janes, and she's running late, as spider people normally do. And she gets there, but they're already playing. Her father's there waiting for her to come on stage. And Alexi, who was just told by Matt Murdock to take out the father, because he's picking on Spider-Woman, and the Kingpin is trying to get Spider-Woman on his side. He goes there to kill the father, and Gwen Stacy crashes the concert and then sees what's going on, changes into Spider-Woman, and takes on Alexi, knocking him out. But her thank you from her father is a gun in the face, and she's told that he's going to lock her up for the murder of Peter Parker. And through it, she decides, you know what, time is up, I gotta tell the truth. And she reveals her identity to her father. She takes off her mask and her hood, and her father's in shock. And he asks her why. She said, I thought this was going to be fun and everything, but when Peter Parker died, it became my responsibility. I had to do it, so I put this mask on as my shield, my way to protect those who need protecting. And he said, go, before I change my mind, just go. And as she swings off, we see that the Captain Britain Spider-Man is in the shadows, and he's like, you'll do quite nicely. And then it says, Gwen Stacy will return in Amazing Spider-Man number 9. So, I really liked the story. I thought it was a really well done story. And, just like Edge of Spider-Verse #1 with Spider-Man Noir, it's a story that takes known characters but puts some interesting twists on them. And it's just enough to where we know who these characters are, but different enough that we're like, wow, that's interesting. It's not like too out there, and it's not too, too similar. So I really like that combination that the Edge of Spider-Verse writers are going for. Now, this one I was very apprehensive about when they first said they were coming out with it, because I wanted characters that we knew, like Spider-Girl or maybe Ben Reilly. But now that I'm seeing this, I'm really enjoying what they're getting. I'm excited for what's to come still. So the story on this, I'm going to give 4.5, and I'm only giving it a 4.5 because it's to be continued in the next one. So it's like we didn't get a full story maybe, but you know what? Now I'm sitting here talking about this, I'm actually going to give the story a 5 stars because it was really that good. The art I liked for most of it, but there are times when detail gets very lacking or looks off somehow, and it's mainly when they're going into this music stage, which I think is the artist's choice that they want to throw you off on that. So I'm going to give the art 4 stars because it's a different style and it does fit the book, but there are some times where I think stylistically I am not pleased by it. So I'm going to give the art 4 stars. Overall, I'm going to give this issue 4.5 stars, and I say pick it up. Again, like I said with Edge of Spider-Verse #1, there's really not that much of a tie-in to Spider-Verse in this. You just got that actual one panel. That's all that ties into Spider-Verse, that final panel of the issue. So, if you're looking for something to tie into Spider-Verse, this isn't a book for you to pick up. But if you just want a really good Spider book, I say pick this up because it was a really interesting read and a unique take on Gwen Stacy character. Once again, my overall rating is 4.5 stars. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what yours are in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater. Check out Comic Frontline, the site, for all the latest previews, reviews, news, and interviews. For even more news on all things related to comics, comicrelated.com is your source for all your comic book needs with daily updates. And don't forget to like and follow me and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.